we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game. Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you fine folks are watching this Iron Thunder Racing Network broadcast. We are back with the Iron Thunder Racing League Season 10, race number 2 of the round of 16 in the playoffs. We're here at the 7-turn Watkins Glen International Road Course. For 41 laps tonight. Yeah. For what bus stop 100? Yeah. Apparently this track has a bus stop, and I kind of want to know where that bus is going. So, can anyone tell me where that bus is going? It's a great question. Anywho, we had our first race of the playoffs last week at Atlanta. It was a race, a race that proved that iRacing ruined this car in super speedways, but you know, it is what it is. It was an exciting race at the end there when we got that late race caution, and Matt Cherry was able to secure the win, advancing himself into the round of 8, and first of 8 drivers doing that. 7 more spots available here, and we'll take a look at your points currently. You can see coming into the night was Matt Cherry with those 58 points he earned last week, moving him up to number 1. We got Storm Patterson sitting currently 2 points back. Back quick, I don't know if it's Randy Caldwell in the car again this week or not. I did not see his name in the Discord, so it might be Caldwell in that machine yet again. So not Matt Quick, it might be Randy Caldwell. He's 3 points back. Rand Klusterhoos is 4 points back. Josh Coley, Kevin Hash, and Sawyer Ott and Chris Gale will round out your top 8. It's currently a 10-point gap between Chris Gale and Treston Ott for that 8th and final spot. It's Eric Drapone in the 97 this week, not BJ Hash. On iRacing, you know, if you have a substitute driver, you know, you have the ability to change their name in leagues. And his name just did not get changed back this week. So it's actually Eric Drapeau in that machine, not BJ Hash. Looking at everything else here for the playoffs, all 16 drivers are here. Pamitat, Wortman, Rittenauer, Rees, Munoz, and Carbonneau. Some of these guys sitting 20-some points back might have to start looking at getting a win or earning themselves a crap ton of stage points. It's a very, very interesting thing we're going to be looking forward to not only tonight, but into next week. They're currently qualifying. There's currently cars on the racetrack. Brandon Pamitat is on pit road, so he's not running a lap. Sorry, Ott's on the racetrack. He can go see what he's up to in that number 35 machine. Again, he is one of our playoff drivers. Had some great racing for him last week. Did well in both stages last week. So he moved himself up in those playoff points last week. Currently sitting with a time 15th on the board. There's still 5 guys who have not ran a time. A couple guys who are still out there just running extra laps because we have the time. We still have 4 minutes left on the timer, such as a 25 machine of Brandon Pamitat and a 92 machine of Luke Carbonneau. Those 2 are still on the racetrack. Some information for you guys tonight. It is 41 laps or 100-ish miles. Stages tonight are lap 10 and lap 20. We will not have a yellow at the lap 10 stage, so we'll run all the way through to lap 20. Fuel wise, give or take 18 to 22 laps, so you can essentially make the whole entire race on one stop. Tires could get very, very interesting, especially with this new tire tire model for this car, how well you can save those tires could be a key for you, especially if you're trying to stretch it all 20 laps. Stages, pit road will close for each stage 2 laps before that stage ending period. So on lap 9, pit road should close, and on lap 19, pit road should close. But yeah, that's pretty much what we got. And fortunately, the guy whose name's incorrect in the lobby for 100% is currently sitting on the pole with a 110 357, or that would be 10, so that'd be 70.354, the time of record. So there is that. But we got 2 minutes left here in qualifying. Should be kind of fun and exciting race. Potentially some strategies we can be seeing thrown out here. We might have some of these guys, unlike when we saw Chicago earlier a couple weeks ago. We might be seeing that debris flag thrown, especially probably around the bus stop, if I had to guess. Those curbings and whatnot can get really, really interesting. Get a little bit of sand, dirt, rocks, gravel, whatever you want to call it on the racetrack. You might see a debris flag. Yeah, and I think this was the first track, it might be even in this next gen car, where we saw our first road course caution. Happened a couple years ago, back when the next gen car just came out on iRacing, when it got upgraded 2022, everything got to correct horsepower and spoiler and everything. I believe this was a track in ES's where we saw our first road course caution, so we could potentially see it again tonight. With how difficult these cars can be to drive. So still 57 seconds here remaining in qualifying. Again, I'm still showing 2 cars on the track. 15 have qualified. One is just sitting on pit road. Ran his 1 lap, put it down for 4th quickest. And the other one, I'm 100% sure is just going out there and getting more laps, because that's Braden. I know he likes to run his laps around a racetrack. That's a terrible drone camera. Oh, he's past that. He's on the back straightaway. All right, qualifying's over. Hey, did you know there's a camera called the penultimate? That's cool. That's wonderful. So qualifying's over. That means Eric Drapeau, also known as BJ Hash in the sim, it's actually Eric Drapeau, is your pole starter tonight. Again, he ran a 70.354 for his lap of record. He'll be on the pole in the number 97 machine, currently not on the grid. There he is. We'll go ahead and go to my wonderful rear chase camera, and we'll click the show driver button. He is one of our playoff drivers. He's currently on the pole, earned himself an extra bonus point for qualifying on the pole. Starting to his outside will be the driver number 8 Budweiser machine. That'll be Storm Patterson. He's currently not on the grid. Starting third tonight, the number 25 Toyota. Oh, Brian Klusser is another playoff driver. Starting fourth, currently not on the grid, number 48 machine. That is a Chevrolet. That'll be Brian Pamitat. Starting fifth, again, another car that's not currently on the starting lineup, the number 92 machine, Luke Carboneau. Starting sixth will be Kevin Hash, and number 03 machine. Starting seventh will be number 87 machine. That'll be Ray Rittenauer. Starting eighth, he is on the grid. That'll be the number 9 machine, and that Cadillac sponsored machine. That'll be Chris Gale. I said starting 8th. Starting 9th will be the 23 machine, and Kevin Freeze making another start this season. He's currently not on the grid. And rounding out your top 10, number 81 machine, it'll be Ryan Muniz. Starting 11th, again, I'm not 100% sure who's in this car this week. I don't know if it's Caldwell or if it's Quick. Again, I do not see Quick's name in the Discord, so I'm going to guess it's Caldwell. Back in that number 89 machine, he'll be starting 11th. Starting 12th, the number 45 machine, last week's winner, Matt Cherry. Starting 13th, the number 15 machine. That'll be Tressenot, currently sitting about 10 points back from the cutoff line. Starting 14th, the number 67 machine. That'll be playoff driver Caleb Rees. He had Walmart on that car this week. Starting 15th and the last guy to turn a qualifying lap, it'll be number 35 machine of Sawyer Ott. 16th on the grid tonight will be number 33 machine of Josh Coley. He's currently not on the grid. Starting 17th in that Matt Kenseth throwback to, I want to say it's 2012. He ran that pink car. One with it in Talladega. During Breast Cancer Awareness Month. That'll be Nathan Shiflett. Starting 18th tonight will be the number 12 machine. He's in the advanced auto parts machine for Ryan Blaney this time. That'll be Zach Kreiser. Starting 19th with a bald eagle on the hood of the car. It'll be number 19 of Matthew Carabina. And rounding out your field tonight, number 74 machine of Brian Wortman. All right. We're not going green. Oh, we have to sit through a full pace lap. That's fun. It's wonderful. We would have went green there, but we didn't. So a couple things here to notate on your scorebook on the bottom of your screen here. The guys who have that yellow border on last week just didn't really like how it looked. We're trying something new here, and I don't know how I like how this looks. The yellow border around their name, they are a playoff driver. You can see there between your, 8th and 10th place driver, Kevin Freese does not have a border around his name. He is not a playoff driver. Drivers in green with the green border, such as Matt Cherry in 12th, those guys have advanced their spot into the next round of the playoffs. So you can see there, we got all these drivers in here. All 16 playoff drivers are out here tonight. Either have yellow or green around their name. Only one driver has a green box. So there is that. By the way, Luke Carbonell has gone off the racetrack. So they're shoveling already putting debris on the racetrack as they're coming through the bus stop. So can't shortcut that there. Even though we have that little bit of a green portion of it on our logo, that there is something we still have to take. You still have to take the bus stop. No clue where that bus stop's going to take you. It might take you to a carousel. Maybe down a straightaway or two. Not really sure, but the bus stop we do have to take. So there is that. And also on the far right hand of your scoreboard here tonight, you're getting the battle for 8th and points. Right now you can see that it is currently a 2-point battle between Josh Coley and Sawyer Ott. That'll update here once we get going green because Josh Coley is starting from pit road. But I think we are good this time to go to the starter stand. Watch the starter cam as they're getting ready to come through turn number 7. And for the first time tonight, the green flag is in the air, and we are racing at Watkins Glen. So everyone has made it through the S's and now into the back straightaway here through the bus stop. Eric DePoe has been able to maintain the lead so far. Storm Patterson is currently sitting behind him. Klosterhoofs and Pamitat are currently battling for third here as Pamitat was able to get to the back bumper of that 25 machine through the bus stop. Sorry, the carousel, but hasn't been able to do much there. There is no track limitations over there. It might get a 1X if you go way over there, but it should not cause you to have a slowdown. But coming through this here to the penultimate corner, turn number 6, if you do go wide there, you will get a 1X, and that will ruin your chance at an extra bonus point. Looking further back through the field here, Again, nothing going on. Just the whole nothing else. Brandon Kluser, who goes around. A white little tap. Do not know what happened to that 25 machine, but we'll go. His name is dropping down the screen real quick. We'll go to the blimp. We'll watch the replay. We'll go back 15 seconds. Hopefully that's enough to see what happened to that number 25 machine. That was not far enough. All right. I think he just got onto the brakes and the car just didn't slow down and decided to slide, locked it up. And when he did that, he took the Jimmy Johnson type of route here, went through the grass. If we had a gravel pit, might have potentially could have slowed him down a little bit more, but we don't have that here anymore. And when he did that, made slight contact there with the left front into the tire barrier there over on the runoff there in turn one. We'll lose a crap ton of spots, falls back to 14th place. And that could be huge implications here in the playoffs for him. What's coming above the cut line might not be seen behind it with how close points are. Tripoli is pulling out to about an 0.8 of a second lead here over Storm Patterson. Trying to find your closest battle on the racetrack. Not there. Everything's equally spread out until you get a little bit further back here. Everything looks to be a little bit closer back here behind Kreiser. I mean, he's got a second on Ott. Tristan Ott got a half second on Coley. Carabine is now a second and a half behind that. Looks like he has a little bit of damage there on the left rear. Matt Cherry's playing it safe here, back in 19th place. Does have some front end damage, it looks like, on that number 45 NOS machine. And Brian Werman is doing his thing. He normally likes to take it easy early parts of the run, try to save some tires and see what he can do. As Storm Patterson has been able to close in a little bit here on Drapeau for the race lead. Was about 0.8 of a second last lap, down to about 0.4, about a half second going into turn number one this time. That Budweiser 8 machine is starting to close in a little bit here. That is shown in the lap times on the last lap. A 70.5 to a 71.0 was the difference there. Brand has worked his way back up to 11th after that early spin here just a lap ago. He's able to get around Rees and Sawyer Ott. Now 3 seconds behind Luke Carbonell, who's currently the last driver in a points paying position. Again, Stormy is closing the battle. It's been around that 0.4 second mark. As Freeze is starting to catch Hash here. This is a battle for 5th. 0.3 of a second is the difference between these two. Getting ready to go into turn number 6, the penultimate corner. Again, we're going to come to this time to the line. 4 laps will be completed in stage number 1. We're racing to lap number 10, but no caution will come out at that stage point. We're racing hopefully all the way till lap number 20 before we see a caution tonight. By the way, Poe did gain a little bit there, but Storm got it all back there in the corner exit of turn number 1. Guys are getting ready to go through the S's right here. You see the lead's about half a second. Getting ready to go into the bus stop. Poe gain a little bit of the grass, it looked like there. Could be very interesting here. We do have 41 laps. I don't want to do that often because we do have a 34 incident point limit here on road courses, as Storm is making up a lot of time off the carousel underneath 0.4 of a second going into turn number 6. As Chris Gale back in 7th is trying to catch Freeze going into turn number 6 this time. And it'll be almost to that rear end of that 23 machine coming off of the final corner. We'll watch Freeze gap him a little bit going into turn number 1. Again, the race lead is starting to heat up here. Storm Patterson looks like he has a better turn one than Drapeau, and Drapeau just maintains the rest of the lap. Again, last lap is a 71.2 to a 71.4, so those 2/10 was shown on that last lap. It's going to the bus stop as close as it's been since the drop of the green flag. By the way, Brandon, his drive to the top 10 is getting interesting. It was a 3-second gap earlier. Now it's under 2 as he enters the bus stop here. Potentially could get a couple spots here. As the 89 machine, normally driven by Matt Quick, I'm going to guess it's Caldwell in the machine again. No confirmation on this anywhere here. It's currently being challenged by Carbonell as he's looking on the inside going into 6. Caldwell running the outside. I think that should not got him a 1x there. And he should be fine. Race lead has increased back to a half second. Yeah. Storm's corner on this racetrack is turn number 1. He needs to find a way right now to be able to just maintain that 0.3 of a second gap he has the rest of the lap, so he can continue to gain in turn 1. We've seen it. You can even see it on the bottom screen there. He's currently sitting about 0.4 back, but he gets it down to 3.5 in turn number 1. So you just gotta currently figure out how he can keep, as he's starting to blink here. He did say that his computer is a ticking time bomb. Doesn't know when it'll decide to call it, the computer will decide to call it quits. But he just needs to be closer coming off the 7 so he can set up and have any sort of look going into the S's. As Carbonell did get around the 89 machine for 9th. Now that's Brandon Kluser, who's on the ISA 89 machine here, as we have 3 to go in stage number 1. Taking a look elsewhere, Cully has moved his way up here to 13th after starting from pit road. Shiflett and Kreiser are both all lapped down. Looks like the Sport Machine did come down pit road, take about 1.5 minutes worth of damage repair, and it looks like Kreiser might have called it a race, as his name's no longer sitting in a bright white on my timing screen. Brandon did get around the 89 machine, so move him into a points paying position for the stage. As here it is, Storm, the closest he's been in a while in the last 2 corners here. He needs to try to set up here, get as close as he can so he can usually have a run through the S as we come to 2 to go in stage number 1. Again, it's the closest he's been since the drop of the green flag. Lets up a little bit of time in the entrance of 1, but he'll try to make it all back. Yeah, I think he needs to be right on the back bumper for that to work, because he lost 2/10. I mean, up all through the S's here have to deal with lap traffic. As that 4 machine will take the bus stop, that will be a brief penalty there for him. A brief slowdown penalty. Not sure how much time it will be here. But through the carousel here, for the penultimate time in stage number 1. And as these two have about 3.8 seconds back to Hamitat. Again, gonna have a really good shot at this here coming off of turn 7. White flag is being waved here in stage number 1. Closer than he was last time. But again, Storm's best bet is trying to get the run off of 1 and set him up for potentially overtaking through the bus stop. Through the S's, Patterson is there. We'll take a look to the inside here of Drapeau. It's going to have nothing for him into the bus stop. Kind of like he hit the dirty air wall. Drapeau, I think, got a little bit too much there, the curbs. As we come through the carousel. For the final time in stage number 1. Storm going to try down this last little short chute. Getting ready to go into turn number 6. I don't think he's going to have enough time here. And through 7. Yeah, he's not going to have enough time. Stage 1 will go to Eric Drapeau in the number 97 machine. Trying to write this down quick before any other passes happen. As always, all points that are shown on this broadcast are unofficial. But your top 10 will be Drapeau, Patterson, Pamitat, Rittenauer, Gale, Kevin Hash, Kevin Freeze, Ryan Muniz, Luke Carboneau, and Brandon Klusterhuis. So now we're racing till lap number 20 here. As there is a message in the forum. And it is Zach Kreiser who posts a bar rescue GIF here that I will not repeat, as Patterson was trying to take a look here to the outside here, down the short chute going into turn 6. Nothing coming from there. Maybe you'll have an opportunity to go down the front straightaway this time. As close as he sees Ben, has the run off. But again, can't really do anything with it. We'll get on the back bumper of Drapeau going into turn number 1. No contact made. Again, that's another one of those situations where you had to be careful because you go far enough out there, you can get a 1X. Wow, by the way, when we tie another battles here, battle for 6th here. Freeze getting around Kevin Hash to move him up to 6th place. Chris Gill again worked his way into the top 5 here. Carboneau is currently catching Muniz for 8th. And Klusterhuis has just maintained about 2.5 seconds behind it. He needs Carboneau and Muniz to race potentially to get into this battle. Back out front, still the same kind of distance here, about 2/10 between the top 2 cars. Out of the Patterson Pamitat Racing organization here. These 2 Chevrolets going down the front straightaway here. And Drapeau will gap a tiny bit here. Storm does reel in a tiny bit. As times have fallen off about 2 seconds for most of the field here. By the way, we do have 2 cars out of the race. The 4 machine and the 12 machine have called it a race. So we have 18 cars on the racetrack earning points right now. As Patterson's going to look at the outside here for the S's for a brief second. We'll cross him over. Will not have a position to go into the bus stop. Closest he's been to even being anywhere close to the outside or inside of Drapeau here. That time through the S's. Battle for 8th is also starting to heat up. Another Patterson Pamitat Racing machine here, being challenged by the number 92 machine of Luke Carboneau. And this is for 8th on the racetrack. Again, more of these 2 race, that gives the opportunity for the 25 machine to reel them in. And strategy could be very, very interesting here in this stage. We're completing 13 laps. So we'll have 7 to go in stage number 2. As Patterson will look on the inside of Drapeau in turn number 1. And he will clear him this time by. New race leader, the 8 machine of Storm Patterson. Had a great run down the front straightaway. Was able to get to the inside. Did not have any issues on the brakes and was just able to get right by him. And I mean, Drapeau ran about 0.2 of a second a lap slower. I mean, the longer those 2 race, I feel like Hamilton could have also got into the conversation for that battle for the race lead. The gap was about 3.8 a few laps ago. Now it's down to 2.4. As Carbonneau had an issue. Looks like he came through pit road, so I'm going to guess he might have spun on pit road. We'll go back and see real quick, because he falls out of the top 10. What happened to the number 92 machine? Looks on the inside. Yep, he just spun. Might have been lucky enough to get it slowed down in time for pit road. Do not see any sort of black flag indication on my screens here for him. Yeah, Storm Patterson took the race lead and has just drove away. Last lap for Japot was a 74.5 compared to a 72.9. Hash was able to get back around Freeze here for 6th. So move Hash back up a position here. As they come to the bus stop halfway through the 15th lap of the race. So again, strategy gets interesting here. So if you come down here, let's say on lap 17 or lap 18, 3 to go in the stage, the borderline making it to the end of the race, potentially have the opportunity to flip the stage down the racetrack, save as much fuel as you can underneath those 2 pace laps, potentially get you back into that window. You can short shift and whatnot on the racetrack to keep that. The question is, what distance back do you need to be? As it looks like the 15 machine did not have a moment there. Might be connection issues. 92 also did not have issues there. He's still on the racetrack back in 13th. As Pamtat is really reeling in second place Drapeau. The gap that was originally about 2.8 a couple laps ago is now down to 0.4 between these two. As Pamtat is running some of the fastest laps on the racetrack currently. By the way, this is a great opportunity to tell you to drink some water. Water is important this time of the year. A lot of the country is currently dealing with heat waves, so go ahead and grab yourself a drink of water. As Gale is also starting to reel in Rittenauer for 4th. So some of these guys are currently struggling here the further on we go into this race. So things we can talk about here. Pit road closes the moment the leader takes the last lap in the stage. Sorry, it's 2 to go in the stage. So on lap number 19, Storm technically could come down pit road and make his one and only pit stop and not have pit road close. Drapeau being about 2.5 back could also potentially come down pit road in that time span. Pamitat, Rittenauer is where it starts to get interesting, because I think once Pamitat crosses, has opportunity there on lap number 19, I think it'd be too far back for him to do anything. As the 74 machine of Brian Wormer comes down pit road, this potentially be in danger of putting him a lap down, as here comes the 8 machine of Storm Patterson right by right now. So it's kind of early 17 complete, 24 to go. So we're on 18 now. So some of these guys might be able to. This looks like might be 2 tires and fuel for the 74 machine. Some of these guys might need to start thinking about if they want to potentially do anything here, flipping the stage, need to pit now. I'm going to start 18. Again, there's battles all over the place here. Battle for second, battle for fourth, battle for sixth. Klisterhoos, I think those tires after that early slide might be gone. So he's currently struggling here for ninth. Might have issues here with Caldwell catching him. As yeah, here comes 8 machine down pit road. 48's also on pit road. This is the start lap number 19. So 18 are complete. So pit road should be closed. So those two, I think, made the right call, because you should have enough time once everything gets all cycled out here, once we go under caution here at the completion on lap 20. So next time by, not this time, but the next time by, you're going to have plenty of time here to I'm so confused. Are we on? We're on lap 19, yeah. So we're on lap 19, so we're coming to start lap 20 this time. Pit road's closed. So Drapeau can't pit. No one else can pit. But if we go and take a look at pit entrance camera, that doesn't do me anything good there. We need guys who are by there, so Brandon's coming by right now. Yeah, it's red, so pit road is closed. As we're on lap number 20. Yellow did get around Rittenauer for second, so he's going to get himself some decent stage points here in stage number 2. Caldwell did get around Klisterhoos for now 7th. And I mean, Storm is right there for Carbonneau. As a 15 had a moment there. A brief little slide. Carabina, I'm going to guess, not real sure, might have entered a closed pit. But Eric Drapeau through turn 6 for the final time in stage number 2. We'll sweep the stages here tonight. And as the caution comes out, hopefully enough time for them to not worry about the pace car. And your stage 2 finisher results: Drapeau, Gale, Rittenauer, Hash, Freeze, Muniz, Caldwell, Klisterhoos, Carbonneau, Rees. So we'll go ahead and start entering those points for you, so we can kind of get a more accurate look at your points here. So Drapeau, All right, now I got support this. And supposed to feel it's coming down pit road. All right, now we go into. We can close out the theme editor for a brief second. Don't need that open because we need to go into here. Spreadsheets new. All right. So your race leader will be Storm Patterson. Now, if we get everything back on the screen for you, and then actually, let's I'll show you this real quick. Here's your current look at the points. So your current battle here between the 87-33. It's a 2-point difference currently as they run. So that's how it currently looks with the stage points added. Again, everything is super duper unofficial. But yeah, we're going to have less than 20 to go. We're going to have about 18 to go when everything gets back going here. Currently, how they run here via their pit stops. So Storm and Habitat only took what looks to be fuel on their pit stop. So they spent 4.3 and 4.9 in their pit boxes. Everyone else came down, took tires and fuel on that pit stop. Behind Habitat, who stayed out here, will be Drapeau, Rittenauer, Kevin Hash, Kevin Freeze, Ryan Muniz, Randy Caldwell, Chris Gale, and Brandon Kluser is your top 10. Luke Carbonell will be 11th, Colleague 12th, Caleb Reese 13th, Sir Ott 14th, Trustin 15th, Brian Workman 16th, Matt Terry 17th. Those are your guys on the late lap. Matthew Carabino in that very, very patriotic machine right there with that bald eagle on the hood will be 18th, one lap down. The lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car, so we'll be going back green this time. Again, ignore the current battles between Rittenauer and Coley. That's a current battle. I can change this, I think, to have it something I'm going to take a look at next week. Any drivers who advance, I could take out of there so it doesn't mess up everything for you. So we get more of a accurate look. But again, the current battles between Rittenauer and Coley, that's a 3 points difference in points. And then Drapeau looks like he got a penalty because he is currently falling to the back. That is going to be rough for the number 97 machine. Got some sort of penalty there on his pit stop. Probably driving through too many. Watkins Glen has that backwards pit road, so instead of, left side or driving on the right side. But I'm going to get confirmation on it, I think, here in a brief second. 97 pitting on the wrong side of pit road. So that backwards pit road is the culprit of it. Drove down the right side. Can't do that here at Watkins Glen. You can do it anywhere else. Just can't do it here at this 7-turn road course. But hopefully for the last time tonight, we'll be seeing the pace car as we'll get ready to get to... I don't think we're going to get there in time. Barney the flagman with the green flag in hand. And as we're back racing here at Watkins Glen for stage number 3. Oh, there goes Muniz. He was taking advantage of that full restart there. Makes contact the 03. We'll get around the 03, move him up to third. So it's Panax and Pamitat Racing 1, 2, 3. Chris Scales also going to get by the 03 machine, move him up to fourth. Rittenauer is the biggest loser in this, dropping all the way back. Tristan Ott almost making contact here in the wall with the S's. As that was a chaotic restart to stage 3. And the question is, how good are these tires for the top two? These guys, again, they spent 4.3 seconds and 4.9 on their pit stop, so it was totally just a gas-only pit stop for these guys when they made that pit stop at the end of towards the end of stage 2. As here comes Brandon Klusterhuis, he's going to be challenging here. It's a 23 machine, and Kevin Freeze goes around back there. Everyone gets by him, no problem. We'll go watch the replay real quick. See what happened to the 23 in the carousel. Blimp cam, where's the blimp? There's a blimp! Racing around some affiliate teammates there. And... oh, it just snapped loose on him. Might be a cold tire situation for that 23 machine to send him around. Drop all the way back to the last car in the lead lap. But only about 5 seconds behind Brian Wertman right now. So Storm and Pamitat have been able to hold off so far on these older tires. Running about 112, 113. While everyone else is still getting the feel of these new Goodyears underneath them. Question is, how long can they make them run? Kluster is able to get around Muniz for fourth. So he's in a very, very prime position here right now. Second car on newer tires. Again, they don't have to run as many laps as they did before. They only got about, again, 18 or so laps under green flag conditions they have to run on these set of tires. Carmino was able to get by Hash there, move him up to 6th. As Rittenauer starting to rebound a little bit there after that very, very interesting start there we saw. Back up to 9th place. And as everything's really underneath the blanket right now. I think these guys are just minding their time. And it's, yeah, Pamitat and Storm are running very, very, comparable times to the rest of the field. Sitting out on those other tires here. Foley has a penalty here. Not sure for what. But he does have a penalty. Freeze is able to get around. He slowed down enough, so it's just a slowdown penalty. So must have gotten off track. That is considered a course cut. And there's a difference, about 0.2 of a second here. 0.4 back to the 25 machine on lap times. As I think Pamitat's starting to struggle here on those older tires. As here comes the 9 machine and Chris Gill. He's going to take a look here. Thought about it for a brief second going into the bus stop, but doesn't do it. We'll sit back and make another attempt at it. The longer he waits, that puts him into the hands of the 25 machine. And I just know he's still a little bit heated from earlier. As Carbonell was able to get around Muniz, who looks like he ran a little bit wide there through the carousel. And he might lose another spot here as Hash is coming back at him. We'll see lap times this time at the line here. See if those tires are truly a detriment to those top two. It's like the 89 had a moment. Yeah, there he is. He's currently sitting sideways towards pit entrance, waiting for an opportunity to get back going. I mean, without a real true opportunity for these guys to pass in this part of the track, I mean, they're running comparable lap times to Pamitat. So that's interesting. By wager, Poe has gotten around the 67 machine. Don't tell me. Why? Okay. I thought ITRL crashed. It didn't. We're fine. I just saw a little buffering thing over my thing. We're fine. And he's rebounded back up to 9th after his penalty on his pit stop for driving down the wrong side of pit road. Yeah, so 71.4s to 71.5, 71.8, 71.1. So they've been so far been able to run comparable lap times to the rest of the field on these now 27, 28 lap old tires. So that is something to note for this car for as long as we have this current tire. Right now, tires don't currently mean anything, it seems like, because again, they're two guys stayed out on 28 lap old tires. As there goes Pamitat with a little brief moment. It's getting an opportunity for the 9 machine at least to get around. Also give Brandon an opportunity to look to the inside going into 6. But I think Pamitat's going to defend for now. It also brings the 92 into the picture. So we have 4 cars underneath a blanket right now as Chris Gale was able to get around for 2nd. Pamitat had that moment there off the carousel here, was able to maintain 3rd. It's also given all opportunity for Patterson just to drive away 1.6 seconds to gap. But now Gale doesn't have Pamitat in front of him, so does this give him an opportunity to potentially drive away? But it doesn't look like he will, because Pamitat will be all over the back bumper of the 9 machine through the bus stop. Again, we'll get loose going over the curbing there. And again, this is all happening about 2 seconds behind race leader. Here goes Carbonell looking inside a 25 machine into 6, but I think Brandon's going to have a better position going into 7. As this is a battle for 4th heating up. So a half a second faster was the 8 machine over the 9. And he's still running some of the fastest laps on the racetrack. Only other guy on that last lap that was in the 1 second bracket was the number 97 machine, but he's currently sitting about 7 seconds behind as he's made his way back up into 8th position. No. I don't know what crashed. That's cool. Again, 4 cars underneath a blanket here. As a lot of guys are really using that portion off of the carousel as much as they can. I mean, it's fair game. That there might be a 1x for the 81 machines. The 97s closed in onto this group here for 6th, 7th, and 8th here. So we have 10 to go. Muniz right now is starting to hold up the 03, which is an opportunity for the 97 to be inside for a brief second, the 03 machine. But again, we've really seen Eric struggle with that corner exit off turn number 1. Again, Storm's still running 71.7s. Only car that last lap in that... Sorry, one of two cars that last lap in that group. Closer who's in the 25 was also in that group. So the 92 was looking on the outside there through the carousel. So you come through 6 this time, approaching turn 7. And Storm Patterson comes to start finish line off of 7. Of course, the one time I go onto him, he's blinking. 9 to go. And no one that last lap was running in the 71 second bracket. Everyone else was in the 72 second brackets. It's hard to tell with Storm because, again, he's blinking like a Christmas tree in July. I mean, things are getting interesting back here. This is for 15th place. These guys are racing side by side. 89 gets around the 15 machine. As Carbonell has fallen... No, he's still within this group. Muniz has been able to maintain 6 so far, but Drapeau is still, again, on that charge. Here for 6th. The longer these two guys race like this, the more time they're going to lose and any opportunity for Drapeau to at least get to the top 5. Because they're currently 5 seconds behind Carbonell in 5th. Who... Oh, that looked a little bit loose on under braking going into 1 that time. But he was able to control that well. His gap is 2.5 to race leader Storm Patterson between second place. Hamtat is all over the back bumper of this 9 machine through the carousel. We'll be inside for a brief second. Gets over the rumble strips just fine. We'll take a look to the outside. Might be trying to set him up for a crossover going into 6. But not much happening that time for that 48 machine. When they come off of turn number 7 this time, Hamtat... Oh, so close to being to the inside of that 9 machine. He'll try to take a look going into turn 1. Try and see if he can outbrake him. Oh, Gil. Brandon thought about trying to also doing that same exact move. Move the 48 back up to 2nd. I think the 9 machine's starting to struggle a little bit here on this set of tires. As he falls back to 3rd. We'll look again to the inside here going into the bus stop. We'll try to look to the outside. Hamtat's blocking going into the bus stop. 4 cars underneath the blanket. That's going to run Gale offline, and that will potentially lead him into a slowdown penalty. 92 also ran offline there. Move the 25 up into 3rd. Now has his eye set back onto that 48 machine. So Gale has served his slowdown penalty. Didn't really lose too much time because of it. Was trying to send it going into the bus stop. I think he had to get onto those brakes. Really messed up his bus stop that last lap. And just really put him in a terrible, terrible position here. 6 laps to go. And 3.3 is the current gap between race leader Storm Patterson and 2nd place. Drapeau was able to get around Muniz for 6th. But unfortunately, 6.5 back from Carbonell. I don't think he has enough time to get to the top 5. as Gale's sitting in fourth currently, still being challenged by the number 92 machine. 2.9 seconds the gap between first and second. And Storm's currently coming through the short chute into 7. And approaching 5 laps to go. Hash is all over the back bumper of the 81 machine coming off turn 7. Trying to see if he can get 7th place. We'll try to take it on the outside going into turn number 1. Don't know if this will work well for him, as they will be side by side going into turn number 1. Hash trying to outbrake but doesn't work there. As they'll be side by side going through the S's. This is usually not a good sign here, as Hash is able to get the power down quicker than the 81 machine, moving up to 7th. Bow for second, still about 0.3 of a second difference here. Bow for fourth, about 0.2 of a second, a tenth and a half. As Carbonell runs real wide there, trying to get as much throttle down as he can, but will lose time on corner exit through the carousel. Coming to 4 to go. 2.5 is the gap between first and second. As the 8 Budweiser machine still leads. Now for 15th, it's also starting to heat up here, as 45 and 15, two teammates are closing in on each other. It's a bow per second. It's still hot and steamy here. It's a 25s all over the back bumper of the 48 going into the bus stop. Gets a great run through the bus stop here. See if he can get to the inside of the 48. He will make a brief contact with the rumble strips there on the inside, the curbing. So won't have much with that run there this time, as they're approaching turn 6, coming to 3 to go. .2 is now the lead here. The lead has increased over the 8 and 48. 48's trying to swerve down the front straightaway, trying to break the draft of the 25 here. Oh, he gets a little bit loose there, running the curbing. Does Pamitat. Through the S's here. 9 has an amazing run through the S's. Will he attempt to try to make a pass going to the bus stop? I don't think he will. He'll back off a tiny bit here and try to set up again. As he got to the S's better than Brandon did. As Brandon will now again look at the inside of the 48 machines. They'll be side by side through the carousel. 25 will run the 48 wide. Think he should be clear of the 48. He will be. Move the 25 back up to second. Fortunately, this is now 4 seconds behind the race leader, Storm Patterson. As they get ready to go through turn number 7. Habitat overdrove 7. Will now be side by side with Gale going down the front straightaway. 2 laps to go here. Because the tires finally started to be giving out for this number 48 machine here. We'll lose at least 1 spot, and the round he'll go off the front bumper of the 92. He'll lose at least 2 spots out of this. Move him out of a top 5 position here. As here comes his teammate, the 81. Again, a round off the front bumper of the 92. We'll quickly watch replay here as we're 2 to go. Again, I just don't think he had a preferred line going into 1. Carbonell thought he'd potentially take a shot at it. And just thought maybe Pamitat would run a little bit wider than he did, but he didn't. and around he went off the front bumper. Storm Patterson with a 4.2 second lead over Brandon Klusser, who's here, gets ready to come through turn number 7 for the penultimate time, and down the front straightaway to receive the white flag, and 1 lap to go, sponsored by absolutely nobody. And this is for everyone watching back at home. Take note. Did they pit? They pitted again. Okay, so I have some wrong information here. So they came back down pit road underneath that stage 2 caution here. They took gas only on that pit stop to make sure they can make it the rest of the way. They took tires on that pit stop before the stage. I was looking at my numbers wrong. So they did pit twice, they did take tires, so they did not run this whole entire race on one set of tires. The 8 machine is currently still blinking like a Christmas tree, but still has a 4.2 second lead over the rest of the field. As he comes through the carousel one final time here, and down the last little short chute, if we can see him long enough here, through turn 6, and into turn number 7, for the second time in season number 10, your defending champion, Storm Patterson, is a race winner. Brandon Klusser, who is for a rebound after that early spin here, comes home second. Chris Gill, an amazing race for him, comes home third. Carbonell, great points day for him, come home fourth. Eric Chapeau, after that pit road penalty, will come home fifth. Kevin Hash, solid day for him, come home sixth. Solid day for Ryan Muniz, finishing seventh. Brandon Pamtat will finish eighth. Ray Rittenauer ninth, and rounding out your top 10 will be the number 67 machine of Caleb Reeves. And Storm's already burning it out. I can't see him long enough here. All right, well, we're gonna. Oh no, I clicked the wrong button. Go back live. I want to click this button. Go back and watch potentially some of this burnout so we can get a decent look at him here. Or not. So that's back live. I don't want it live. So that camera's not good. We'll have to go with the rear chase here. And we'll get ready to pull them up into the booth. Make sure everything's all good. We'll pull the 8 machine up into the booth. Discord is unmuted. Yes, that is. Right? We'll hear his interview. We'll hear his whole entire interview. Hell yeah. And into the booth we'll move the driver number 8 machine, race winner tonight, Storm Patterson. Hello?
Hey, buddy.
You won the race.
I won the race.
Yeah, you did it. You won. You came across the line first.
I won the race. We beat the Frenchies.
Okay. All right.
Hey, that's not bad. I'm white. I could say it.
All right.
I'm of European descent.
Okay. You had a pretty amazing race there after you were able to wrestle the race leader away from Japot there. Early part of stage 2. Came down pit road and controlled it from there on out.
Yeah, man. That's thanks to none other than Brandon Pamata. He came up with the greatest strategy that we could have made there. I wasn't even thinking about, the proper way to. Oh, I think I just ran out of fuel. I didn't. Yeah, no, Brandon came up with that strategy, and that was really good. I knew I was on par with Eric, if not a decent amount faster. Maybe not a decent amount, but definitely, I was up there with him, and I was on his bumper the entire time. So I figured I'd have a shot with him, and I just needed the lead because things aren't dirty air. It's just once you get one, it's so hard to pass him. But Yeah, man, that was great. That was a great pit call. That pit call won us the race, and I was able to just, uh, just save. Ultimately, more than anything, just save, and I was super comfortable on fuel at the end of the race there. But yeah, man, going into this thing, it was just gloves off between teammates. So we got up there, and that's like I said, he got a penalty, but I mean, it happens. So uh, is what it is. I wish we would have been able to go mano a mano, but or however you say that. But yeah, I mean, it was a great race. I had a lot of fun. But I was very anxious the entire night of having internet issues and my computer and all that. So it's definitely good to knock off a win, especially post the whole America racing thing. So that's a nice second win of the year. I'll take it. I'll take it. I love this place and always love racing here. It's a good group.
That it is. Well, this win does lock you into the round of 8, so you don't really need to go and sweat for Milwaukee next week. How does that make you feel?
Well, good, good. The whole season could have been turned upside down if I blue screened at the beginning of the race. I literally came back into the session with like 30 seconds left on gridding. So this race could have been completely different for me. It literally just could have been. And if I blue screen tonight, then after a bad penalty at Atlanta, it just would have led to really being in a maybe must win territory. I'm not sure. I think we got a good amount of bonus points, but glad everything worked out tonight. Glad we were able to lock in with, especially how the computer and everything's been this year and how spotty it's all been. So definitely good to kind of get some form of security and definitely good points regardless. Was able to get second in stage 1, and then stage 2. I mean, I would have won, but with the how road courses work, you got to pretty much give up stage 2 to be able to win the race. So, just very, very grateful, very happy that everything worked out tonight. Brandon was in second. I heard something happened that sucked. I really wish we could have got PPR 1-2. We've had bad luck all season long. So, but yeah, I mean, eventful night. Glad we got the win and ready to move on to Milwaukee and ready to move on to round 2.
Well, congratulations on your win tonight. Before we go ahead and let you go, and or before your internet decides to tell you need to go, is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to or a thank you for?
Yeah, man, all the PPR guys. Like I said, that this win would have happened without Brandon. I would have choked it on pit road or done some. I probably would have stayed out and just gone for the stage win and just give up the win basically. But that, like I said, that call on pit road, be able to get us both onto pit road by the time, and we just held the field, took no tires, went out to lead. So, yeah, PPR. I know Ryan had kind of a rough night, I think, but I saw him up here, so that was good. And Brandon, I'm gonna go talk to him, but I'm not sure what happened there at the end of the race. But I know something happened, and I probably got to go separate my boys tonight because I think it was teammate on teammate.
It was well, technically it's teammate by satellite.
Teammate.
Yeah,
technically teammate. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on your race win. You can go read their beef in the forum. But we'll see you next week in Milwaukee.
Cool. All right, buddy. Can't wait to be there.
As that was race winner tonight, number 8 machine of Storm Patterson. We'll go ahead and pull the one of the biggest rebounders of tonight's race into the booth. Second place finisher tonight, Brian Klosterhuis.
Bring up the third place finisher too. Let's have a double here.
You know what? Why not? We'll also bring up third place finisher in Chris Gale. Hello.
Yeah. We had a hell of a battle together there to try to get second. So might as well talk with the crowd together here.
Heck yeah, that was a best race.
That was a great race by both of you. Brandon, you had a little bit of adversity come off of what was that, lap 2 or 3?
Yeah, I just wanted to make a show for the fans. Decided to miss my braking point, lock up the brakes completely, slide in between the leaders, and regroup to second.
Well, you were able to rebound pretty well there.
Yeah, it was just basically pushing too hard, and I got bit.
If you think we had the gravel still up there, you think it would have been a worse contact, or you think you still gotten the car slow down?
It would have been better because sand would have stopped me, but that's hindsight's 2020 because I believe the sand trap down by the last corners was flipping people today. So
Really?
Yeah, it was.
Huh.
yeah, so
Interesting.
yeah, it's one of those things. But yeah, no, it was more of no, 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 no. Oh, okay, so I only hit it, I think, going about 10 miles per hour. So got no damage, and tires were shot the rest of that run, and then I had to run basically pace laps last 2 laps because I was going to run out of fuel.
Really? That was
That's
that
good.
close on fuel there.
That was a good
Yeah.
segue because I was trying my hardest to win that stage. I was running Eric down. I had plenty of fuel to make it back around, and I just got loose off of the little mini short street right there, coming to the line. I almost wrecked the car, but yeah, great stage points tonight. 2nd, 5th, and a 3rd. Yeah, so
Yes,
I could go into Milwaukee and have fun.
Well, hang on. Hold the damn phone. That's not 100% true. You have to have a little bit of Oh,
No,
yes,
do you
it's
have the live Alex Action point standings update report?
Yeah, my
Yeah, I'd love to
very,
see
very
that.
unofficial points here. Yeah. I have a 20-point gap. That's a decent cushion, but that's not 100% safe.
Nah, if I don't wreck out, it's 100% safe.
He only has 20? Oh boy, that must be bad.
You have 18.
And that is that
Oh,
with
okay.
bonus points?
Yeah, again, super unofficial here. I got stage points added. Yale would be second right now in points if we were going via points with 1,002. You're going back to Ray, actually, so it'd be 23. Brandon, you're 4 points behind Gale, so that'd be 19.
Oh, that's not bad.
So,
What?
The old ITRL Toyota hasn't performed in these stage points in these playoffs. I need to turn it around at Milwaukee.
I mean,
Yeah, I think this is the same for. Sorry to cut you off. Same for the old Cadillac team. Second time scoring stage points. Ironically, last week at Atlanta was the first all season. So
hey, I did that last year. I didn't score a single stage point until we got to Darlington last year, so that's a good sign.
very good
I
sign.
need, I need to get this car out of the bridesmaid's position. Milwaukee, no racetrack owes you one, but I owe it one. So let's see if I can get my vengeance.
Well, Milwaukee, it's a very similar track to New Hampshire. I just don't think the banking wise on the bottom's the same. And it's it's turn
Longer
3 of Pocono.
corners.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. We haven't been in that track since the last car, so
No, we've raced in this car, I'm pretty sure.
And we all know what happened
I
at
don't ever
New
remember
Hampshire. Ended the race upside down. So we'll try not to do that at Milwaukee. What is it called? The Magic Mile, right?
yeah,
No, it's called the Milwaukee Mile.
The
it's Milwaukee Mile.
Yeah.
Magic
And we
Miles,
can-
New Hampshire.
It is?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. I swear Milwaukee had a nickname. I guess not.
Not that I
Yeah,
know
the
of.
Milwaukee Mile.
Yeah, it's just
Nah,
the Milwaukee Mile.
no. I had a better name than that. Like a cool nickname.
One of the oldest tracks in America.
Well, we could click on it and find out.
Oh, that'd be a great idea. Because I gotta know the name of the track that I'm gonna win at.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
No, it's just the Milwaukee Mile at the Wisconsin State Fair Park.
It's in Wisconsin?
It is in Wisconsin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you didn't know that track was in Wisconsin?
yeah, it's barely in
Nah.
Wisconsin. It's probably about 40
You didn't know
minutes away from
Milwaukee's
Chicago.
in Wisconsin?
No, I did it. I just thought it was the middle of the map track. All right.
No, it's not even the middle of the state track. It's literally at most maybe an hour from Chicago.
Okay.
In a very sketchy part of the city too, if I have to say, because I have been there before. So there's that. Well, we should probably wrap up this interview because we could talk for the next hour and
Yeah,
Perfect,
we
perfect,
probably- yeah.
perfect segue into the All Gas TV podcast show.
Yeah, we don't do that anymore.
Maybe one day we'll start. We can go. Penalties. What's up with that? Spinning from third. Why did that happen?
Let's talk about these tires.
We need our own actions detrimental, you know.
All right, no. I'll have to find a random person to sit across from me, and then I'll tell people how great I am.
Do I have a hot take?
What? All right, we'll get your hot take and then we'll wrap this up. All right, what's your hot take?
Ooh, hot take. Ever since the playoffs have started, has the racing been better?
Well, that's up for debate because we've gone to two completely different tracks. Right, we went to a super speedway where the car sucks now, and a road course where you just can't pass because you don't have enough horsepower.
Whoa, no. Pass, you can pass here at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, you gotta just really be aggressive with it.
You time it right, you can pass here.
You gotta be willing to put it in there and not afraid to lean on the guy a little bit.
Yeah. You know what? Let's just talk to the ITRL officials, the map makers, and let's run the boot. Let's not even worry about Milwaukee. Let's give them a date next season, and let's run Watkins Glen to boot next week. All in favor? Aye.
We're gonna be here all night.
Unfortunately, as race sponsor, I will not allow that to happen.
Ah, you're sponsoring Milwaukee. Okay.
Yeah,
Doing a hometown race.
yeah, it's a great logo and everything for next week. You guys it'll be a great one to see.
10-4.
All right. So for both of you, one at a time, I don't care who goes first. Congratulations on your P2 and P3 finish. Before we go ahead and let you go and talk to whoever the hell you want to talk to, is there anyone like to give a shout out to and a quick thank you for?
You know, Gail for running me clean today. Sawyer, and all the great safety workers that kept us safe today. And Benedict Arnold, I think he did a pretty good job back in the day.
All right.
For me, I want to thank Brandon. He raced me clean as well. Both Brandons got a little choppy there at the end, but still had fun racing. I want to thank the Cadillac GMs for allowing me to come back for the remainder of the season to run under the Cadillac motors. Gotta thank God, of course. I want to thank the pit crew. We kind of messed up on pit stops, but that was my fault. They did an amazing job. What else? Yeah, I want to thank Cadillac one more time for bringing all the horsepower weekend, as my other Cadillac teammate. He's gone off into different ventures, so we still sort of move over at Cadillac, but
Yeah.
Soul Power Plant.
If you ever hear your teammate, let him know I'm worrying about him.
Last I checked, he was in Cancun enjoying his time.
And he never invited me.
We still got a season
what
right.
brother that is, eh?
All right, one more question for you, Gail. Is my spot still available at CGI for next year?
Yeah, of course. Hell yeah. It's gonna be on. The name is not CGI next season. It is Parlay Racing.
Cool. So CGI still has my spot. That's excellent. Well, congratulations on you guys' finishes tonight, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys at Milwaukee Mile next week.
Yeah, thank you. Cadillac Power.
All right, let's just go over your results real quick, because that's the last thing we need to do here. Yeah, Storm Patterson, Brian Kluster's, Chris Gill, your top 3. Luke Carbonneau and Eric Chapeau round out your top 5. Kevin Hash comes home 6th. Ryan Muniz comes home 7th. Brandon Pamtat, after that late race spin, comes home 8th. Ray Rittenauer finishes 9th. And Caleb Rees will finish in the top 10. Good run for him. 11th through 20th, the rest of your field, we'll see Kevin Freeze, who's able to rebound back up to 11th after his early issues. Josh Clay will come home 12th. 13th will be Sawyer Rott. 14th will be Tressenot. And rounding out your top 15 will be Randy Caldwell or Matt Quick. I believe it was Caldwell in that machine tonight. 16th, we'll see last week's winner, Matt Cherry. 17th, we'll see Brian Wertman, as he'll be the last car on the lead lap tonight. And 18th will be Matthew Carabino, the last car running every lap he can tonight. 19th will be Nathan Shiflett, and 20th will be Zach Krasner. Those two guys both DNF the race. And Dylan Hill will get credited with finishing 21st, even though he did not run a single lap. Again, take a look at your points. Things are tight. Things are going to get tight here around the cutoff. 3 points is the gap between Cully and Rittenauer for that 8th and final spot in the next round. Gale, again, high confidence, currently has unofficially a 23-point gap. He should be okay going into Milwaukee Mile next week. Brandon Klisterhuis has a 19-point gap, 18 for Hash, 17 for Drapeau, and then it really gets interesting 6th on back here. And then on your second page, you're going to see a lot of guys who are in probably must-win territories here. 7 points back for Pamitat could be doable. 13, it's going to take a lot of work, but doable for Munez. 15, 16, 20, 24. You're talking about you need to go out to Milwaukee Mile and win that damn race. So there's that. But that'll do it for us this week. Was a race, pretty quick race. There's still half an hour left in this session, and yeah, we'll see you guys next week, same time, from the Milwaukee Mile in West Dallas, Wisconsin. So that'll do it for me.